Ravi woke up to the sound of his alarm, the same sound that had greeted him every morning for the past 5 years. He dragged himself out of bed, not with excitement, but with the heaviness of obligation. His life had become a loop: wake up, go to work, come home, sleep, and repeat. Dreams he once held close to his heart now seemed like distant memories, buried beneath the weight of daily life. At the office, Ravi sat at his desk, staring at a mountain of tasks that felt more like shackles than opportunities. His colleagues seemed equally lost, their laughter hollow and conversations shallow. One day, as he glanced out the window, watching the city buzz with life, he couldn't help but ask himself, is this all there is? That evening, Ravi's phone buzzed with a message from an old college friend, Arjun. They hadn't spoken in years. Arjun had always been the dreamer, the one who believed life was a canvas, waiting to be painted with bold strokes. The message read, "Hey Ravi, it's been too long. There's a motivational talk happening tomorrow evening. It's about rediscovering your purpose. Join me?" Ravi hesitated. He wasn't sure if a speech could change anything. But something deep within him stirred, a faint whisper that said, "What if this is the spark you've been waiting for?" The hall was packed. Ravi and Arjun managed to find seats near the back. The stage was simple, adorned with a single microphone and a banner that read, "Unlock your potential." The speaker, a charismatic woman named Maya, walked onto the stage. Her presence commanded attention. "How many of you feel stuck?" she began. Hands shot up across the room, including Ravi's. Maya smiled knowingly. "I used to be just like you," she said. "Trapped in a routine, feeling like life was happening to me rather than through me. Until one day, I realized something that changed everything." She paused, letting the silence draw them in. "We're all living stories, but too many of us are letting someone else hold the pen. Today, I'm going to show you how to take it back." Ravi felt a jolt of curiosity. As Maya spoke, she shared stories of resilience, of people who had transformed their lives not through luck, but through intention. She talked about the power of small, consistent actions and the courage it takes to step out of one's comfort zone. "The first step," she said, "is to ask yourself, what do you want your story to be?" Ravi scribbled the question in his notebook. For the first time in years, he felt a spark of hope. The next morning, Ravi sat at his kitchen table, Maya's words echoing in his mind. He stared at a blank page in his notebook, unsure of how to answer her question. What did he want his story to be? He'd spent so long going through the motions that he'd forgotten how to dream. He decided to start small. He wrote down 3 things he wanted to change about his life: his health, his career, and his relationships. Beneath each one, he jotted down a single action he could take that day. For his health, it was going for a 15-minute walk. For his career, it was updating his resume. For his relationships, it was calling his mother, whom he hadn't spoken to in weeks. The walk felt good. The fresh air cleared his mind, and for the first time in months, he felt a glimmer of energy. Updating his resume was harder. Doubts crept in as he questioned whether he was good enough to aim for a better job. But he pushed through. When he called his mother, her voice lit up with surprise and joy. That single conversation reminded him of the warmth he'd been missing. By the end of the day, Ravi felt something he hadn't felt in years, a sense of accomplishment. It was small, but it was real, and it was enough to keep him going. Ravi's days began to change. He started waking up earlier, carving out time to work on himself before the demands of the day took over. He listened to motivational podcasts during his commute and read books about personal growth in the evenings. Each small action built on the last, creating a ripple effect. But it wasn't easy. There were days when he felt like giving up, when the old doubts and fears resurfaced. On one particularly tough day, he called Arjun. "I don't know if I can do this," Ravi admitted. Arjun's response was simple but powerful. "The fact that you're trying means you're already winning." Progress isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. Ravi began setting aside time each evening to reflect on his day. He would jot down his wins, no matter how small, and note areas where he could improve. This practice of self-reflection became a mirror, showing him not just where he had been, but where he was headed. One evening, as he reviewed his journal, Ravi noticed something remarkable. The entries from the past month told a story of growth. He had taken steps he once thought impossible, applying for new jobs, reconnecting with old friends, and even signing up for a fitness class. He realized that the small wins were adding up to something far greater. Maya's words echoed in his mind. "We're all living stories. What do you want yours to be?" For the first time, Ravi felt like he was the author of his own life. With newfound confidence, Ravi decided to tackle one of his biggest fears: public speaking. At work, he volunteered to lead a presentation for a new project. The thought of standing in front of his colleagues made his palms sweat, but he knew this was a step he had to take. In the days leading up to the presentation, Ravi prepared tirelessly. He practiced in front of a mirror, recorded himself, and even sought feedback from Arjun. When the day arrived, he stood in front of the room, heart pounding. But as he began to speak, something incredible happened. The words flowed. The nervousness melted away. By the end, his colleagues were clapping, and his manager commended him for a job well done. That moment became a turning point. Ravi realized that fear was only as powerful as he allowed it to be. By facing it head-on, he had discovered strength he didn't know he had. The road to transformation was not without obstacles. Ravi faced setbacks, a job interview that didn't go as planned, a fitness goal that seemed out of reach, and moments of self-doubt that crept in when he least expected it. But he had learned a vital lesson. Setbacks were not failures. They were opportunities to grow. He began to see challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. When an interview didn't result in an offer, he sought feedback and improved his approach. When he missed a fitness milestone, he adjusted his routine rather than giving up. Every obstacle became a chance to learn and adapt. Ravi also leaned on his support system. Arjun became a constant source of encouragement, and Ravi found himself opening up to others as well. Through these connections, he discovered that resilience wasn't just about inner strength. It was also about allowing others to lift you when you couldn't lift yourself. As months passed, Ravi's definition of success began to shift. It was no longer about achieving a specific goal or reaching a certain milestone. Success, he realized, was about the journey, the effort, the growth, and the impact he had on others. He started mentoring a junior colleague at work, sharing the lessons he had learned about persistence and self-belief. He volunteered at a local community center, helping young adults navigate career challenges. These experiences gave him a sense of fulfillment that no paycheck ever could. Maya's words from that first speech echoed in his mind. What do you want your story to be? Ravi knew his story was no longer just about him. It was about the lives he could touch and the legacy he could create. One day, Ravi received an unexpected message. A colleague he had mentored wrote to thank him. "Your guidance gave me the confidence to take a leap I never thought possible," the message read. Ravi was deeply moved. He realized that his journey of transformation was creating ripples far beyond his own life. He began speaking at small events, sharing his story of overcoming routine and rediscovering purpose. Each time he spoke, he saw the same spark in others that Maya had ignited in him. The ripple effect of his transformation was spreading, touching lives in ways he never imagined. Standing on a stage, addressing a room full of eager faces, Ravi felt a profound sense of gratitude. His journey had come full circle. From a man weighed down by routine to someone inspiring others to take control of their stories, Ravi had rewritten his life. He ended his speech with the words that had changed his own life. "We're all living stories. What do you want yours to be?" The audience erupted in applause, But Ravi knew the true reward was seeing the hope and determination in their eyes. As he stepped off the stage, Arjun approached him, beaming with pride. "You've become the change you once sought," Arjun said. Ravi smiled, knowing that this was just the beginning. His story was still being written, and he couldn't wait to see what the next chapter would hold.